Your life is like a tree, its roots deep, its branches wide. Love is what keeps it standing, what nourishes it through droughts and storms. Every kind word, every selfless act is water to those roots. Think about a time when you felt grounded, when love held you steady. Maybe it was a moment with family, a quiet prayer, or a choice to show up for someone. That's the strength of love, keeping your tree tall. What's one way you can water your roots today? Change is like a wind, sometimes gentle, sometimes fierce. Love is the sail that catches it, moving you forward instead of knocking you down. Life shifts, jobs end, people leave, plans unravel, but love gives you the courage to adjust. Picture a time when change felt overwhelming, but you found a way through. Maybe it was a small act of love for yourself or someone else that steadied the boat. How can love help you catch the wind of change right now? Forgiveness is a key, one that unlocks doors you thought were sealed forever. When you forgive with love, you're not just freeing someone else, you're opening a path for yourself. Think about a grudge you've held, maybe against someone who hurt you deeply. It's like a locked room, isn't it? Love hands you the key, not to erase the past, but to step into a new space. What door could love's key unlock for you today? Truth can be heavy, like a stone you carry in your chest. But when you speak it with love, it becomes lighter, shared. Honesty isn't about being harsh. It's about being clear with a heart that cares. Imagine a moment when you held back the truth, afraid of how it would land. Now picture saying it with love, not to wound, but to heal. That's the difference love makes. What truth could you speak today, wrapped in love? Love is like an embrace that time can't break. Years pass, faces change, but the love you give and receive lingers, warm and real. Think about someone you've loved for a long time, a parent, a friend, a partner. The moments you shared, the laughter, the tears, they're still there, holding you. The Bible says, love never fails. It's true, isn't it? What memory of love can you hold on to today to feel that timeless embrace? Love takes effort, like walking a long road. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's steep, rocky, exhausting. But every step you take with love builds something lasting. Picture a time when you kept going, maybe for a relationship or a cause, because love wouldn't let you stop. That effort wasn't wasted, was it? It shaped you, shaped others. What step, no matter how small, can you take on love's road today? Compassion is a river, flowing from love, washing away pain. When you see someone hurting and choose to care, you're letting that river flow. It's not about fixing their problems. It's about sitting with them, feeling with them. Think about a time someone showed you compassion, or you offered it. It changed something, didn't it? Like a current that carries you both. Who needs your compassion today, and how? Can love guide it? The sky is full of stars, each one a possibility, and love is what lifts your eyes to see them. When you live with love, you dare to dream bigger, to imagine what could be. Maybe it's a new beginning, a risk you've been afraid to take. Love says, look up, the sky is wide. Think about a dream you've tucked away. What would it mean? To chase it with love, to see the stars instead of the clouds? Truth can weigh you down, especially when it's hard to face. But love makes it bearable, like a burden shared between friends. When you approach truth with love, it's not about pointing fingers. It's about building trust. Picture a moment when someone's honesty, delivered with care, changed you, or when you spoke a hard truth and saw it heal. That's love, carrying the weight with grace. What truth could love help you share today? Balance is a dance, and love is the rhythm that keeps you steady. You give to others, but you also need to give to yourself. It's easy to tip one way, isn't it? to pour out too much or hold back too tightly. Love teaches you to sway, to find harmony. Think about a time when you felt out of balance, maybe neglecting yourself or someone else. How did love help you? Find the rhythm? What's one way you can dance with balance today? Let me take you on a journey, one that starts with a simple idea, but one so powerful it can reshape your entire life. Picture a garden, your garden, where every choice you make is a seed you plant. What if every seed you sowed was rooted in love? Not the fleeting kind, not the shallow kind, but the kind that takes effort, courage, and patience to grow. Think about a moment in your life when a small act of kindness changed everything. Maybe it was a stranger's smile on a tough day, or a word of encouragement that lifted you up. That's the seed we're talking about, the kind that blooms into something beautiful when you nurture it. Now, let's be real. Choosing love isn't always easy. Sometimes life hands you a heavy stone, one carved with anger, frustration, or pain. You carry it, don't you? It weighs you down, makes every step harder. But what if you could set that stone aside? Not by ignoring it, but by meeting it with love. Imagine a time when you were hurt, maybe by a harsh word or a broken promise. Your instinct was to lash out, to build a wall. But what if instead you chose to respond with understanding, with a heart that seeks to heal rather than harm? That's where transformation begins. What did you think of that? How does it feel to imagine letting go of that weight? Let me tell you, this journey isn't just about the big moments. It's about the quiet ones too, the ones where you look in the mirror and face yourself. Have you ever stood there, staring at your reflection and felt like you weren't enough? We all have. But what if you looked again, this time with love? Not judgment, not criticism, but a gentle acceptance of who you are, flaws and all. Imagine treating yourself the way you'd treat a dear friend, with kindness and grace. That's the first step to loving others. Thank you for sticking with me this far. Trust me, the best is yet to come. Now, think about a bridge in your life, one that's cracked, maybe even collapsed. A relationship with someone you care about, but something went wrong. Words were said, or maybe they weren't, and now there's distance. It's tempting to walk away, isn't it? To let that bridge stay broken. But love doesn't give up so easily. It's like a carpenter, patiently rebuilding, board by board. Picture yourself taking the first step, maybe with a call, a letter, or just a kind thought. That's love at work, mending what's broken, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Sometimes, love is about what you don't say. There's a weight in silence, isn't there? Words you meant to speak, apologies you held back, gratitude you never expressed. It's like a river dammed up, unable to flow. But when you let those words out, when you say I'm sorry or thank you or I care about you, that river starts moving again. It washes away the debris, clears the path. Think of a time you held back words you knew needed to be said. What stopped you? Fear? Pride? Now imagine the freedom of letting them go, of letting love speak. There's a light inside you, even when life feels like one long dark night. You know those moments when everything seems to fall apart? A loss, a failure, a dream that didn't come true. It's like wandering in the dark without a map. But love is your lantern. It doesn't erase the darkness, but it shows you the next step. Maybe it's a kind act you do for someone else, or a prayer you whisper in the quiet. Whatever it is, that light keeps you moving forward. In the Bible, it says, "Let your light shine before others." That's what love does. It shines, even when you're scared. Forgiveness is a funny thing. It's not just about letting someone else off the hook. It's about setting yourself free. Think of forgiveness as an echo. You send it out, and it comes back to you louder, stronger. Have you ever held on to a grudge, clutching it like a treasure? It doesn't feel like treasure, does it? It feels like a chain. But when you forgive, when you choose love over resentment, you break that chain. You don't forget the hurt, but you let it stop defining you. That's the echo of love ringing out through your life. Love takes time, doesn't it? It's like a garden that needs tending. You plant the seeds, but you can't rush the bloom. Patience is love's quiet partner. Think about a time you wanted to rush something, a relationship, a goal, a healing process. You pushed, you pulled, but it didn't work. Then, when you gave it time, when you let love guide your waiting, things started to grow. That's the beauty of patience. It's not passive. It's active, like a gardener trusting the seasons. There's an invisible thread that ties us all together. Every act of love, no matter how small, weaves into that thread. A kind word to a stranger, a moment of listening to a friend, a prayer for someone far away, it all connects. Imagine a tapestry, each thread a choice, each choice a chance to love. You might not see the whole picture yet, but every thread matters. Have you ever felt that connection? That moment when a small act of love made you feel part of something bigger? Pride can be a wall, can't it? It stands tall, blocking the way to love. You want to be right, to hold your ground, but that wall keeps you isolated. Love asks you to take it down, brick by brick. It's not about giving up who you are. It's about opening up to who you can be. Think of a time pride held you back. Maybe you didn't apologize, or you didn't ask for help. Now imagine choosing love instead, choosing humility. That's when the walls fall and the heart opens wide. Love is like a flame, one that burns steady even when the winds of life howl around you. Picture a stormy night, rain pounding, thunder roaring. It's easy to think the flame will flicker out, that the challenges loss, betrayal, exhaustion will snuff it out. But love doesn't give up that easily. It's the fire that keeps burning when you choose to show up, to care, even when it hurts. Think about a time when you kept going, not because it was easy, but because something deep inside wouldn't let you quit. That's love, holding you steady in the storm. Sometimes the path of love feels like a winding road, full of twists you didn't expect. You make a choice, thinking you know where it'll lead, but life surprises you. Maybe you reached out to someone, offered kindness, and it didn't go as planned. Or maybe you poured your heart into something, and it fell apart. It's tempting to turn back, isn't it? To choose the easier route. But love keeps you walking, even when the road curves out of sight. Imagine standing at a crossroads in your life right now. What would it mean to choose the path of love, no matter where it leads? Your life is like a house, one you're always building. Every choice, every moment of love adds a brick, a window, a door. It's never finished, and that's okay. The beauty isn't in perfection. It's in the warmth of a home built with care. Think about the moments you filled with love. A conversation, a sacrifice, a quiet act no one saw. Those are the bricks that make your house a refuge, not just for you, but for everyone who steps inside. What's one brick you could lay today? One small act to make your house stronger. Love doesn't always need words. Sometimes it's a silent song, played in the way you move through the world. A glance of understanding, a touch on the shoulder, a moment of being fully present. It's like music that doesn't need sound to be heard. Have you ever felt that? A moment when someone's presence said more than words ever could? That's love, speaking in the quiet spaces, filling the air with meaning. Think about someone in your life who needs that silent song. How could you play it for them? There's a freedom in love, like a bird soaring without fear of falling. When you let love guide you, it's like wings lifting you above the weight of worry, doubt, or regret. It doesn't mean the ground disappears. It means you trust you can fly. Picture a time when you let go maybe of control, maybe of fear, and chose love instead. Maybe you took a risk, spoke your heart, or embraced someone's flaws. That's the freedom love gives you, the courage to soar. What's holding you back from that freedom right now? The past casts a long shadow, doesn't it? Old hurts, mistakes, regrets, they linger like ghosts. But love is the light that makes those shadows fade. It doesn't erase the past. It changes how you see it. Imagine walking through a memory that still stings, but this time with love as your lens. Maybe it's forgiving yourself for a choice you made, or letting go of a grudge you've carried too long. The shadow doesn't vanish, but it stops blocking the sun. What shadow in your life could use a little light today? Gratitude is like a river, flowing through your life, nourishing everything it touches. When you choose love, you open the floodgates of gratitude. It's not just about saying thank you. It's about seeing the good, even when it's hidden. Think about a moment when you felt truly grateful, not just for the big wins, but for the small, quiet gifts. Maybe a sunrise, a kind word, a second chance. That gratitude is love in action, washing over your heart, making it fertile for more. What are you grateful for in this very moment? Love needs space to grow, like a plant in a pot that's just the right size. If you crowd it with expectations, control, or fear, it wilts. But when you give it room to mess up, to be imperfect, to breathe, it thrives. Think about a relationship in your life, maybe one that feels strained. What if you gave it space? Not distance, but freedom to grow in its own way. That's love, trusting the process, letting the plant find the sun. Where in your life could you make a little more room for love? There's a door in your heart, one that love keeps open. It's tempting to shut it, especially when you've been hurt or let down. But love invites you to keep it ajar, to let new possibilities walk through. Maybe it's a new friendship, a new dream, or a new way of seeing someone you've known forever. Imagine standing at that door right now. What's on the other side? What would it take to swing it wide open, to let love lead the way? The Bible says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock." Love is knocking. Will you answer? Hope is a thread, thin but unbreakable, woven through every act of love. When you choose love, you're stitching together something stronger than despair. Think about a time when you felt hopeless, when the world seemed too heavy. Then someone or something, a kind act, a prayer, a memory gave you a thread to hold on to. That's love, sewing up the torn pieces of your life, making them whole again. What thread of hope is love offering you today? How can you hold it tight and keep weaving? Kindness is like a lake, still and clear, reflecting the sky above. When you act with love, your kindness ripples out, touching others in ways you might never see. Think about a time when someone's small act of kindness changed your day. A stranger holding a door, a friend checking in. That's love, mirroring something bigger, something divine. Now imagine your own kindness as a pebble dropped in that lake. The ripples spread, don't they? What ripple of kindness could you send out today? Sometimes love means reaching out, extending a hand to someone who's falling. Life can feel like a cliff, and we've all stood at the edge, maybe in grief, maybe in doubt. Love is the hand that pulls someone back, not with judgment, but with care. Picture a moment when you needed that hand or when you offered it. It's not about fixing everything. It's about being there, steady and present. Who in your life might need your hand right now? How can love guide you to reach out? Time has a way of healing, doesn't it? Like a wound that slowly knits itself back together. Love is what makes that healing possible. It's not loud or fast. It's quiet, patient, like a river smoothing a stone. Think about a hurt you've carried, maybe for years. Now imagine love as the balm, softening the edges, making it bearable. It doesn't mean the scar disappears, but it stops defining you. What wound in your life could use a touch of love's healing today? Love is a dance, one that requires rhythm and grace. Life pulls you in different directions: work, family, dreams, and it's easy to stumble. But when you move with love, you find the beat. It's not about perfection. It's about staying in step, even when the music changes. Imagine a moment when you felt out of sync, maybe with someone you care about. How did love help you find the rhythm again? What's one step you could take to dance with love today? Faith and love are like a lighthouse, guiding you through the fog. When life feels uncertain, when you can't see the shore, love anchored in faith keeps you steady. The Bible says, faith, hope, and love abide. But the greatest of these is love. It's the light that cuts through doubt, that shows you the way. Think about a time when faith and love carried you through a storm. Maybe it was a prayer, a belief, a trust. How can that light guide you now? Love sometimes asks for sacrifice, doesn't it? It's like carrying a load for someone else, not because you have to, but because you choose to. Maybe it's giving up your time, your pride, or your plans to help someone. It's heavy, but it's worth it. Picture a moment when you sacrificed something for love. It wasn't easy, but it felt right, didn't it? That's love, bearing the weight because it matters. What sacrifice might love be asking of you today? There's a whisper in your heart, one that speaks of purpose. Love amplifies that whisper, turns it into a song. When you live with love, every moment, big or small, feels like it matters. Think about a time when you felt truly alive. When what you did felt meaningful. Maybe it was helping someone, creating something, or just being present. That's love, giving your life a melody. What's the whisper of purpose saying to you right now? Love builds a net, one that catches us when we fall. It's woven from the connections we create: friends, family, even strangers, bound by a moment of care. Imagine a net beneath you, made of every kind act, every loving choice. It's not perfect, but it holds. Think about the people who've been your net, who've caught you when you stumbled. Now think about who you could catch. How can love weave you into someone else's net? Courage is like a fire, and love is the spark that lights it. When you act with love, you find the strength to face what scares you. Maybe it's speaking up, taking a risk, or admitting you were wrong. That fire doesn't burn out. It grows. Picture a time when love gave you courage, maybe to forgive, to try again, or to stand firm. That's the spark at work. What fear? Could love's fire help you face today? Dreams are like a horizon, always out there, calling you forward. Love is what fuels the journey toward them. It's not about reaching the end. It's about walking with purpose, with heart. Think about a dream you've held, maybe one you thought was out of reach. Love says it's not about the destination, but the steps you take. What's one step you could take today, fueled by love, to move closer to that horizon? Trust is like a thread, thin and delicate, but strong when woven with love. It's what holds relationships together, like a bridge swaying in the wind, but never breaking. Think about a time when trust was tested. Maybe you were let down, or you let someone down. Love rebuilds that thread, not by ignoring the fray, but by mending it with care. What would it mean to trust someone with love today, to strengthen that fragile thread? Acceptance is a light, soft but steady, that shines without blinding. When you accept someone with love, you see them as they are, not as you wish they'd be. It's like opening a window to let fresh air into a stuffy room. Picture a moment when you felt truly accepted, flaws and all, or when you offered that gift to someone else. That's love creating space for truth without judgment. Who could you shine that light of acceptance on today? Generosity is an echo, one that starts with love and resonates far beyond the moment. When you give your time, your care, your resources with a loving heart, it comes back in ways you can't predict. Think about a time you gave without expecting anything in return. Maybe it was a small gesture, but it changed something, didn't it? That's love, echoing through lives, amplifying kindness. What generous act could you offer today, fueled by love? Hope is a garden, and love is the gardener who tends it. Even when the ground feels barren, love plants seeds of possibility. You've seen it, haven't you? A moment when everything seemed lost, but a spark of love, a kind word, a second chance brought hope back to life. Imagine your heart as that garden. What seed of hope could love plant there today, and how can you nurture it to bloom? Gratitude is a path, one that love paves with every step. It's not just about saying thanks. It's about seeing the gifts in every moment, even the hard ones. Think about a time when gratitude shifted your perspective, maybe a tough day when you noticed something small, like a warm meal or a friend's laughter. That's love, turning rough stones into a smooth road. What's one thing you're grateful for right now that love can help you see? Vulnerability is like an embrace, one that love makes safe. Opening up, showing your fears or your failures. Feels risky, doesn't it? But love creates a space where it's okay to be human. Picture a moment when you let your guard down and someone met you with kindness, or when you held space for someone else's truth. That's love, wrapping you in strength through weakness. Where can you be vulnerable with love today? Persistence is a lighthouse, and love is the fuel that keeps it burning. Life can wear you down, dreams fade, plans fail, but love says, keep going. Think about a time when you wanted to give up, but love pushed you forward. Maybe it was for someone else, or maybe it was for yourself. That's the light that never dims. What goal, what relationship could use your persistent love right now? Reconciliation is a bridge, one that love builds to connect hearts divided by time or pain. It's not about pretending nothing happened. It's about crossing over with care. Imagine a relationship in your life that's strained, maybe by years of silence. Love invites you to start building, one plank at a time. Think about a small step you could take, maybe a conversation, maybe forgiveness. How can love guide you across that bridge? Plenitude is a whisper, soft but powerful, that love speaks to your soul. When you live with love, life feels full, not because you have everything, but because you see the enough in what you have. Picture a moment when you felt complete, even if just for a second, maybe in laughter, in prayer, or in connection. That's love, filling the cracks with meaning. What whispers of plenitude is love offering you today? This journey we're on, it's not just a story, it's a call. Every day, every moment, love invites you to step through a new door. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again with a heart open to give and receive. Imagine your life as a house with a door wide open, welcoming others, welcoming possibility. The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. That's the challenge, to live each day with love in every choice, every breath. So here's my question to you. Take a moment right now to think. What's one thing you can do today to live with love? One small step, one act, one choice. The door's open. Will you walk through?